What is up, guys? Ivan here with getivan.com, and in this video we're going to be talking about the color coding guide for my SignalWire dashboard for Google Sheets. So under column C for the help worksheet tab, you'll see this color coding guide, and these criteria apply to all of the tabs down here and all of the data inside of each tab. This is a really important section for being able to get an idea at a glance of how things work. So please don't ignore this, because this is going to determine how you actually import and export data. So the yellow tabs represent import tabs and static reference information, as you can see here. So inside of a tab, everything coded yellow is essentially static information. It's usually information that is imported. So under the search local number, all of this yellow information is imported from the API. And you can't really handle that data. It's just something that you're looking at as a reference. And you could use that in KPI dashboards if you wanted, like Data Studio. And so that might be a point of interest for some folks. Okay, then the next color, and also the import tabs, the yellow represents import tabs at the bottom here. So everything that is colored yellow down here that means that tab is an import function. So if you want to run that tab, you need to run the import flow. Excuse me. And that's how you operate that tab. And the other colors operate differently. But the ones that are explicitly yellow, that's all they do, basically, just import data into their tab, into static reference fields usually. Okay, and next color is orange. So this is mixed import tabs, which is basically, it's both import and export. And it also represents important areas. So inside of a tab, like these areas here, I colored these orange because these two areas are really important for people to be paying attention to. You got to know how to do this in order to be successful. You really got to know the color coding in order to understand how to use the app properly. And there might be some other things down here that are colored or will be colored in the future. Down here at the bottom, you can see manage numbers is orange, and that's because there are qualities to it that are import and export. And so we'll cover that a little bit as we move on to export. List messages, all messages, manage app, those are both import and export. Okay, and they're also kind of important areas for managing data. Okay, so next color is red. Those are export tabs. Everything that those tabs do is all about exporting. So by numbers, obviously, you put some information in here and it sends information to the API, and that's all it does. It exports that information and purchases those numbers. And then in order for you to see those numbers, you obviously have to import into your manage area. And once those numbers are imported into your manage area, then you can modify these different fields to actually change things about those numbers. So that's why manage is import and export, and some things will export and affect data in the system, and so on and so forth. Okay. Green is cells for custom field entries. So green is a special color here because it allows us to see exclusively inside of each tab the columns and various areas that we can modify, that we can place custom data into. So for searching a local number, we can put the country abbreviation, the state abbreviation, and then an area code. And then when we run the import flow, then it will use that data that we enter, and it will import that information into these static fields. So and everything works that way in the app. Here in the by number section, you put a name and a phone number, and then you run the export flow, and you know to run the export flow because this is a red one, right? So red color, you run the export flow. Yellow color, you run the import flow. And then the orange colors, you run the import flow you run the export flow to send data, you run the import flow to pull data in. And so that's pretty much it. That is the color coding guide. I appreciate you watching, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.